Hi, my name's Alicia and I'm going to demonstrate for you today how to record a payment received in Stacked and how to then apply that payment towards invoices due. On the left menu, go to Invoicing. From the drop down at the top, select Payment Received. This page populates payments that have been received and allocated towards invoices. So how to record a new payment received. The slide over opens when you select the client field at the top. This pop-up box opens. You can see there's two tabs. It shows you clients with open invoices. You can see the open invoices that are due and all clients, whether they have an invoice due or not. For this example, we're going to go to clients with open invoices. So you could type in the client who sent the payment in. For this example, we're going to use this one right here. You can see there's 3 open invoices that are due. Select. This would be the date that the payment was received. The method of payment, payment reference might be your check number. The amount that you received. Select Save. So you could mark this as deposited right from here, recording it as deposited to your bank. For this example, I'm going to close this window just so I can show you. This is highlighted yellow now. So that is showing, as you can see in this legend up here, that this payment has not been deposited yet. So let's say there's a scenario where you've received multiple check payments throughout the day and you want to do a batch deposit. You could go to these 3 dots at the top and select all, and it would select any that are available to be deposited. For this one, I selected just that one row, the date that it was deposited. So now you can see for this client, at the top it autofills the payment received information, the date that it was deposited, and it's showing you that you have an available amount of funds to allocate towards invoices. So now you'd select Add Invoices. It populates all invoices available to allocate payment to for that client. You could select just maybe 1 or 2. For this example, I'm going to select all 3. And select Add. So because the payment amount matched exactly to those invoices, you can see it's applied it to those invoices and there's $0 remaining available. So for this scenario, I will hit Allocate. So it has now applied that payment towards those invoices. If I close this slide over, you can see it's no longer highlighted as awaiting to deposit or unallocated. It has been fully allocated to those invoices. If you want to produce a receipt for your client, you can come in here and select Receipt. And this would show that the payment was received and it was allocated to these invoices. So now there is a $0 balance owing. And you could provide this to your client as a PDF. Let's say you made an error and you need to reverse an allocation to maybe just one of the invoices. It shouldn't have been applied to that one. You could do that. And you can see it removed that line item and then it's showing you you have an available amount to allocate from that payment that was made. So let's say there was a complete error made here and you should not have recorded any of these allocations. So now it puts it right back into that full available amount to allocate. Let's say next level scenario, you shouldn't have recorded the payment received at all. You could reverse the payment. It takes it right out of the system. Those invoices are back into showing as invoices due. So that's how you record receiving a payment and allocating it towards invoices. In the scenario that you collect a retainer from a client before you want to proceed with any of the work, you could record that similarly. So you would do Add Payment, select the clients. Now, in this scenario, you do not want to be seeing clients with open invoices. You want to see all clients. And let's say we're going to apply that payment, prepayment, to this client here. So again, the date the payment was received, the method, let's say it was a credit card payment, and the amount was $5,000. Comments are optional. Select Save. So now you can see that this client has an available $5,000. You could produce a receipt at this point. So this would be something you could provide that client with, saying we've received your retainer and it's being held on your account. I'm going to close the slide over here so you can see that this payment has been received, but it has not been allocated to invoices. So this will stay highlighted blue until you create an invoice and then you apply that payment towards an invoice. Let's say you've only invoiced $1,500. You could come in, add payment, allocate only $1,500 from that original payment received, and it would hold the remaining amount in unallocated funds for future invoice allocation. And that's how you record a payment received and how to allocate it towards invoices in Stacked.